Boris, how are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming tonight to our Vancouver Tech Community Night, our very first one and hopefully one of many.
As I said, thank you for you Torontoites for coming to visit us way out west in Vancouver.
We're honored to be here. We're having a good time. So, I don't know, maybe we can start with, actually, can I post this to the internet?
You may post this to the interwebs.
Fantastic. You're going to be super famous. When did you start working with Microsoft? I know you've had different experiences, so maybe you can talk about your favorite one.
Well, I think some of my favorite ones were actually probably with David Crow, who's no longer with Microsoft. He's moved on, but speaks very fondly of his time there. Of course, I've spent a lot of time with the famous accordion guy, Joey DeVilla. What I really appreciate is that I'm not exactly, shall we say, Microsoft's biggest cheerleader, but what I like to tell people is, like, if I didn't care, you wouldn't get any feedback whatsoever, right? So I think of myself as someone who's going to keep poking you to get better, both from a Canada context, evangelist on the West Coast, and from a, you know, I agree with the Make Web Not War, and now I'm going to hold you to that promise across the entirety of your portfolio, right? Like, standards, interoperability, totally agree with it. That's fantastic, right? And it's great to see you coming out and reaching out. And, you know, we still have to see, I'm kind of moving on from the open source some things into open data. So that's some of the next challenge. And I've seen Microsoft get very heavily involved there. And I like that. And I think it's clear that open data can be done with both open source and proprietary tools, and the license is most important. And I'd love to see you guys get better at encouraging your own community to release open source code on your .NET stack. So that's some of my thinking about where Microsoft has been and perhaps some places for it to go to.
Oh, I love the feedback. Well, we're really happy that you came out to the event. Are you planning to come on May 7th to Make Web Not War?
You'll see me on May 7th at Make Web Not War, and we'll be showcasing with my company IQ Metrics. I'll be showcasing some nice proprietary software, but that will be doing some interesting things, I think, with some of the social aspects, so with Twitter and Facebook and other things like that. So thanks for the opportunity to rally together and get together an open source community. So I think good on you for supporting it. But we're going to have conversations that, you know, challenge everyone to get better.
Well, I think that's good and healthy to continuously do. And as I promised, we will try to be out here on a more regular basis. Before we wrap up, actually, I wanted to hear your thoughts on the Code Your Art competition.
So I think, you know, Chris Crew talked about it a little bit. I think there's a really interesting intersection between technology and art, mainly because some of the technology is becoming more and more accessible. We look at things like blogging, anyone can put stuff online. You've got Flickr, you've got tags, you've got lots of ways to sort of remix stuff. And as technologists, we get excited by some of the base technology, and what we need to do is step back from that and work on making it accessible and supporting artists in doing those really creative things that will push the boundaries. No more, you know, that's hard or that's impossible. Suck it up, technologists. Let's make the things that artists dream of possible with technology.
I love it. Yeah, we're really going with the web as art theme, and so we're excited to see kind of what people's interpretation of that is. All right, thanks a lot, Boris. Awesome chatting.
Cheers.